You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Thursday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
Did you watch the Canada game yesterday?
Why was that so stressful? All I wanted to do was enjoy some fun mid-afternoon hockey, and all I had was a heart attack.
Dude, just stress. I thought it was going to be an easy run after how we beat them 5-0 last week, but
we talked about it on the show yesterday. We talked about how, we should be fine. Unless something tragic happens, this should be great.
I mean, Sidney Crosby got injured yesterday. They were trailing in the game. It was such a nail biter, or rather uncomfortable, I guess you could say, of a watch.
Shouldn't have been a nail biter if it wasn't for those filthy cheating Czechs with their 6 men on the ice.
I know, that was crazy, right?
Just all the referees in the world know. We can see a Canadian curler touch a rock with their fingernail, but we can't see 6 Czech skaters on the ice.
I will say, every Toronto Maple Leafs fan that talked ish about Mitch Marner owes that man an apology. A Canadian hero, that boy is.
Absolutely. I mean, just the way he scored the goal over everything else, just coming up
So sick.
right through the middle of the 3 defenders and just goes, do I drop back? Do I try? No, I'll just score a goal and end this right now.
As someone who never wanted him to leave Toronto, it was beautiful to see, honestly.
I did laugh at a few of the group chats we're in where people immediately started trying to come after you as a Leafs fan. It's like, the man has been very open about being sad.
Yeah, one buddy was like, don't you miss him? And I was like, I've always missed him. What do you mean?
I miss him more than ever.
The funny thing is, it was like so jacked up after that win, and then I watched the USA-Sweden game, and I don't know if I'm the only one here, but I was rooting for USA to win that game.
Were you? Yeah.
All I want to see is that Canada-USA gold medal. I know we still got to get through the semis here.
Sure. Yeah.
But if Sweden won, that then meant we played Sweden and whatever. But if the USA wins, then it's like they play their own semis. We potentially meet up in the gold medal. Is that not what we all want to see here at this Olympics?
That's the ideal script. I mean, if you live anywhere outside of North America, maybe not. But in terms of like, we saw it at the Four Nations Cup. When it's Canada versus US, we're getting the rivalry. We're getting the feud between the two.
I want the rematch from last year.
And that's the thing, is if Canada had lost to the Czechs and the US had gone to the finals and won, there would always be that question mark, what would have happened if Canada was there? And same going the other way. You know, Canada wins against the Czechs. If the US had fallen off, or does fall off, because I guess there is still the semis. If Canada wins gold and it's not after playing the U.S. in an elimination game, people will always ask, but what if? A gold is a gold, but somehow if it's not Canada-USA, it cheapens it a little bit. And it's a very North American-centric mindset, but I feel for real.
I felt gross cheering for the U.S. yesterday, but I want the full experience. I want to see our anthem played. I want to see the gold medals going around our necks. I want to be able to tell those Americans to suck it so bad, dude.
Right. Well, and also, there is also the idea that, as we mentioned, you are a Leafs fan. It must have felt nice yesterday to be able to cheer for Austin Matthews in a game that meant something for a change, you know?
that is true.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Tim Hortons has declared that Roll Up the Rim will be back to you actually rolling up a physical rim on a Tim Hortons cup. I mean, I know they brought it back a little bit last year.
It's a smart way to go. People liked it. I know there were some people that did like the idea of not having to gnaw on their cup to roll up the rim and stuff like that. And if they have still some sort of digital component, then that'll be fine. But people miss the actual rolling.
I think also a lot of people hated the app because we found out that there was a scheme to it, right?
There was glitches to it.
There was
and
that guy
stuff
from like the University of Waterloo that said if you went on at like 3 a.m., you had a better chance of winning than at 3 p.m. All this weird stuff there.
And that's the thing. As soon as it's put to technology, someone's going to figure things out. Whereas if it's just, hey, there's random cups all across the country, best of luck. That's easier.
I also wonder if it's one of those things where they just couldn't sell our data.
Right. They weren't getting enough of our information.
Russia didn't want to buy Tim Hortons members.
So that's what it is. Now it's back to the cup. People are chewing on it, turning in their little tabs.
They're getting our DNA.
They're getting our DNA.
That's it.
That's the scam.
That's why we're the best media right here.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Did you see the Norwegian skier that melted down on the slopes the other day?
Is that the guy who just walked off off into the woods and like threw his ski poles and everything.
So for those that missed it, his name is Atle Lai McGrath. He's a Norwegian skier. And on his second run, he was well ahead of everybody else. Just needed a very average to decent run and would have won a gold medal, but ended up missing a gate and got himself disqualified and immediately took his ski poles, javelined them over one fence, started yelling, then took his skis off and just marched off into the woods to lay in the snow.
I've never related to an Olympic athlete more in my life, to be honest with you.
I see a lot of these guys. Like I see a 19-year-old Celebrini on Team Canada hockey and I go, couldn't be me. Or I see people running up mountains in their skis. Couldn't be me. But the guy who's having a bad day and goes to lay in the snow in the woods, I'm like, that's my guy right there.
Yeah, relatable.
That is all of us. Have a listen. This is him talking about what happened.
Yeah, I just need to get away from everything. Thought that I would get some peace and quiet, which I didn't because photographers and police found me out in the woods. But I just needed some time for myself. And it's hard to think that, the next time I'll be able to ski the Olympics, I'll be 29 years old and not 25. And I gave myself the absolute best opportunity you could today. And I skied so great and I still couldn't get it done. So that's what really hurts.
Oh, that's heartbreaking, dude.
I will say the one thing hard to relate to is when he's like, God, by the time I come back here, I'm going to be 29 talking about it like, just shoot me. I'll be too old for any of this.
I wonder how many Norwegian F-bombs this guy dropped.
I can only imagine. I mean, even on the ski hill, like as he realizes that he's been disqualified, he yelled something that my English ears did not understand, but my soul did.
Well, the worst is there's I think it's a Swiss coach that's standing there celebrating in front of him too. I guarantee you, if there was a piece of drywall right there, his fist would have went right through it.
Dude, that Swiss coach is lucky he almost became the drywall. He's the coach of the guy who got the gold because of the disqualification. He's a better man than me because if that guy's celebrating in front of me and I'm that mad, we're fighting. We're fighting on site.
Like
brother.
I said, it's the most I've ever related to an Olympic athlete. Like, dude, I'm ready to hide in the woods most days, and I'm not even close to making a podium.
It is an underrated way to blow off steam is to just disappear for a bit.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go over there. He even says in the clip, he's like, I just needed to be alone for a little bit. To just be no one's around and I can just.
For anyone who's looking to have a meltdown at work, go lay in the snow for a bit. You might feel all right,
See if your day gets better.
This is the Brock and Delby podcast.
What's the best way to blow off steam when you're at work, brother?
100%. You got to take it out on the new kid.
That's what they're there for, right?
That's it. And then how's he going to know how to take it out on the next new guy if you don't give it to him, right?
Companies and corporations and shops will try and tell you that things like interns and apprentices are they're there because they want to foster the next generation of employees. No, that's just stress relief. That's therapy.
No, they're just there to boost morale by being the punching bag, right?
It's called cutting your teeth, right?
Yeah. That's what we tell them to make them feel better about it.
And then eventually you get to do it to the next new guy.
Yeah. And the cycle continues.
The circle of life.
The circle of stress.
We've got friend of the show, Mark, on the phone. Mark, when you're feeling stressed out, what's the best way to relieve some stress in your opinion?
Well, normally the stress usually always happens first thing in the morning when you wake up, something makes you mad or you spill your coffee on your way to work.
Oh, no.
So I like to wait till I get to work. I get in my excavator and I just lash it all
out. You know what? I've never thought there's people that probably have perfect jobs for it. Like if you work with a jackhammer or something and you're just able to start going, yeah, that works.
Oh, the number one job I would assume would be a demolition guy.
Oh, absolutely.
Park the machine and then just tell the boss, give me a sledgehammer, I'll have this house down in a day.
Maybe that's a good question. 76255. What's the best job for people with anger issues or stress issues?
What's the best workplace you can go into and just let it all fly?
Yeah.
I feel like we've both worked in restaurants before. I feel like there is no better place to just scream your feelings out than in the walk-in freezer at a restaurant.
100%.
Oh, dude, you go back there and the only thing that can hear you is frozen meat and you're just, ah!
Even you get a knife in your hand and you start chopping stuff up and you're picturing someone.
Dude, you're taking it out on the lettuce and tomatoes.
100%.
And everybody else is better for it.
I was even thinking, like, if you work with if you're like the wrecking ball guy or something like that.
Dude, yes.
Imagine you're going through a divorce or whatever and they're like, hey, Tom, we need you in today. You're going to take down this building. You're like, I've never been more ready in my life.
Every swing of that ball, you're just picturing your own fist. Just,
Even I see the garbage men come around when it's garbage day. You ever swing, like, even when I worked in the kitchen and I take the garbage bags out and I swing them in the back, It's like, that's got to be fun tossing it in the truck if you're pissed off.
Dude, you'd be sitting in your living room and all of a sudden you just hear this crash outside. And you just see the garbage guy staring at the back of the truck like,
picturing his father-in-law as it's getting crunched down.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
If you did not know, Chinese New Year started the other day. So if you failed your New Year's resolutions, it's time for another New Year, New Me.
If you didn't make it through New Year's or Ukrainian New Year's, here's your next shot.
And apparently it is the year of the horse for Chinese New Year.
Yes.
And you know Draco Malfoy from like Harry Potter?
Oh, that's the wormy little blonde kid, right?
Yeah. Well, the kid who plays him, Tom Felton, is actually getting a huge bump in China right now.
Really?
Because I guess Malfoy transfers to some meaning of horse. And so for all these Chinese New Year's like banners and stuff that people are selling right now or t-shirts, they're actually just using this kid's face on there.
The best is Tom Felton is now a full-grown adult who's got to see his childhood face from this character splayed over all this merchandise. And I have to assume that like the average person printing out a Draco Malfoy t-shirt for good luck and prosperity isn't sending him a royalty check.
Well, it's also ironic too because his character is like a little snake. He's a little jerk, right?
I haven't watched any of the Harry Potter movies to be clear, but even I know he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Like he's not a hero in this film.
It's just ironic to be like, yes, good luck with Malfoy. And you're right. I think I don't think he's probably seeing a dime from this because if you know anything that happens in China, they'll just print whatever on anything.
I mean, that said, I'm not super familiar with Buddy's IMDb, but I haven't seen him since he was a guest star on the Flash television series a few years ago, so maybe this is good for him.
If he's single right now, he could probably have a really good time in China, that's for sure.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I know everyone in Canada is hyped on the big hockey win yesterday, Canada punching their ticket into the semifinals, but the second biggest story from the Olympics yesterday is the dog that joined in on the cross-country skiing event. Did you see that?
I love this, man. There are just like dogs running wild through Italy. It's crazy.
Apparently someone's dog escaped by from a nearby home and ran onto the course. And as some cross-country skiers were like heading towards the finish line, this pup is just running. Or I say this pup, it's a wolf dog.
Oh, it's a big dog.
Yeah. It's a half wolf hybrid, and it's just like trailing these people behind them, and it crosses the finish line with them, sniffs a couple butts, just wandering around.
I mean, for the dog, it's probably super excited. Just all these people are out there skiing and sprinting and running and jumping and hollering. Like, how much excitement for a dog?
It's funny because his owners apparently say they left him alone to go and attend the event.
Oh.
And then he somehow like wandered out of the backyard into the track there. Imagine being at the event and being like, oh, that looks kind of like our dog.
Yeah. So he's like, is that a dog on the track? How would that even? Oh, no.
And the fact that it's a wolf dog, I thought was funny too, because like as they're coming to the finish line, you see the skiers like looking behind them.
What the hell?
Looks like a wolf.
Right. Yeah. Give them a little extra motivation to get moving.
Straight up.
And then, it could even help because if you're coming out, if the wolf dog is in front of you, I know you're a highly trained athlete and you've trained 4 years for this event, might make you go, whoa, hey, hang on here. I'm not looking to ski up on a wolf.
As someone who's a really big fan of Air Bud, I was thinking yesterday, if you just threw a dog into cross-country skiing, or even at the Summer Olympics, at like track and field events, if you release the hounds on those guys, might make them run a little bit faster, might make them more entertaining too.
Dude, yeah, if you could get like a dog track set up, so you've got the guys doing the 100-meter dash, but at the 200-meter, the dogs get released at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would make the fastest guys any faster, but it would sure help the slowest guys. Oh, God.
It got me thinking, what sport could you make better by adding animals to it.
I mean, animals just make life better, so you could definitely make sports better.
Yeah, like imagine like fencing and you had like cats there. They love the little foil, right?
They're just up on your shoulder, clawing at each other.
Yeah. Release some birds during figure skating.
Yo, I mean, it would make it look at least more artistic. That would be neat.
Yeah.
Just have these like shots of them jumping into the big pirouette spins and there's doves flying in the background.
They got to try and avoid them. That's more what I was thinking.
Here I am thinking like, yeah, that would be really like artistic and cool. And you're like, make them fight.
Yes, exactly. Throw a couple of goals in there.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We're trying to make more sports like Air Bud after the wolf dog got loose in the cross-country skiing event yesterday. We had this voice memo come in from Rob. He said this.
I would add bees to wrestling. So if you're stationary or you can't move or no one's moving for more than 5 seconds, you get a warning. Then a net comes out. The net goes over top. Bees are released a few stings later, and it will stop them from becoming boring and just laying still.
I think you could add bees to almost any sport and make it entertaining.
I mean, yeah, obligatory Nick Cage reference. Not the bees! Not the bees!
Yeah.
Imagine just like, stalled out in any sport or... I mean, yeah, just throw it into any sport that requires like some concentration. Guys are playing ping pong, table tennis. Just a whole swarm of bees in there. They're trying to fight them off, hit the ball at the same time.
Someone said pole vaulting, but you put gators in there. Like they got to go over a moat.
I was just going to say, you're not jumping over a bar anymore. You're trying to clear the castle.
Medieval style. We had Ethan send us this.
I think a good addition of sports would be giraffes and basketball. I mean, they can dunk everything. Defense, all they got to do is stand there. They block everything. You could also do kangaroo boxing.
That wouldn't be too fair because the Australians would have a strong advantage in that
where are the rest of us supposed to get our kangaroos from? They're training better than we are.
Thinking about animals blocking, we were talking about like track and field with releasing a dog. Put a couple of deer and moose out there. They just stand in the way. Use them as hurdles, maybe.
Yeah. Some of those long, like what's the steeplechase? The long race where you have to jump over the wood and the water.
Yeah.
And just have a moose in the track that you're like, I don't know where he's going to go. You're having this like stutter step moment every time.
Got some good suggestions on the text line. Somebody said add cats to curling. They have to maneuver around the cat or get an animal cruelty penalty.
I also like the one that said take rhythmic gymnastics. Take out the ball and put in a live chicken. And have these gymnasts just like trying to do spins and flips. Throw the chicken up into the and catch it down.
Yeah. Even someone said just add like bugs and flies to the actual gymnastics events. Where you got the guy trying to spin on the bar with a fly landing on his eye every few seconds.
Dude's trying to do the pommel horse and slap himself on the forehead.
We got Corey on the phone. If you could add an animal to any sport to make it better, what are you thinking, man?
Oh, whatever the NFL team mascot animal is, I'd put that animal in the end zone and they'd be defending the end zone.
Like over and above the players on the field? Like the Lions get 11 guys on the field, but also some lions in the backfield?
Yeah, and the Bears get a bear.
What do the Cleveland Browns do?
Lose.
Well, they might have to figure something else out.
Just a family just posted up having a barbecue.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
All right, we're doing hockey chirps once again, and we got $100 in Lotto 649 tickets for Saturday's jackpot on the line here.
I'm feeling the vibe today. Yesterday, vibes were a little off, chirps were a little soft. I feel good about today. It's a big hockey day in Canada. Let's get the chirps.
Yes, if you want to be a judge, you can. 762-555. Let us know who has the best hockey chirp here this morning, and we'll pick a winner there. But let's start with this one here.
Hey, you're a little slow out there, bud. I've seen faster wheels on a canoe.
That's great.
That's good. That's
very good start.
All right, hot start. Faster wheels on a canoe. We got Scotty here.
Hey, you pigeon. I've seen a better head of lettuce.
It does not feel like there was more to that.
That's it? That's the whole...
That's.
I mean, yeah, I love...
Hey, you pigeon. I've seen a better head of lettuce.
I love the term pigeon. Doesn't get used often enough. Seen a better head of lettuce.
Than what?
I think the problem is that people use lettuce for hair. So I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels like it wasn't finished.
Okay. We got Dave here.
What kind of call was that, Russ? Stevie Wonder called to say, I saw that.
Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, that's a classic one. We got another one here.
Hey, buddy, no wonder you can't find the net. You got eyes like 2 pea holes in the snow.
Like 2 pea? I've never heard that one before.
You beady little eyes.
Let me hear that one more time.
Hey, buddy, no wonder you can't find the net. You got eyes like 2 pea holes in the snow.
That is genius.
That's really good.
I would have never thought of that.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
Excellent work.
Let's do a couple more here.
You're so dusty, Swiffer had to open an HQ in the parking lot.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
Duster is always a good one.
We'll wrap up with this one here.
Hey, bud, what kind of feet are those? You look like a 3-year-old pushing a chair. I'm going to skate so many circles around you, you're going to fall through the ice.
All right.
He's going to hit him with the auger.
You know what? Round of applause for all the hockey chirps here. Big step up from yesterday, guys.
Absolutely. We watched that game yesterday between Canada and the Czechs, and everybody got back into the spirit of things.
I really do like the Swiffer one.
Swiffer one's great. I also love that last one of the skating circles.
Pee holes, dude.
I've never heard anything like it before.
I've never thought about that before.
It's excellent work.
Anytime I pee in the snow, that's all I'm going to think about now.
Just a couple beady little eyes staring back at you.
Text line's just lit up with pee holes, which is the funniest thing I've ever seen come through on our text line.
That's fantastic.
All right, we'll give it to him. You deserve a ding. And the round of applause.
Very nice work.
$100 in Lotto Max tickets is yours for this genius chirp.
Hey, buddy, no wonder you can't find the net. You got eyes like 2 pea holes in the snow.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
When a company has a new idea or a new invention, the first thing you got to do is you got to patent it.
Sure.
So nobody else can steal it from you. But a lot of those patents we can see. They're like public facing. And that's how we know what companies are working on. Like Meta, the company that owns Facebook and Instagram, has recently filed a patent for a new artificial intelligence, quote, capable of mimicking a person's online behavior.
So, like,
basically, it'll
act as you on Facebook? Or?
It'll take all of your posts. It'll take all of your comments, all the things that you've posted on their websites, and be able to create an artificial intelligence that is essentially you, so that after you're dead, your profile can keep posting things.
Why? Why is this even a thing?
I don't know. Like, I tried to rack my brain of like, what's the business sense in this? But I don't know how Facebook makes money off your grandmother who died 15 years ago being able to wish you a happy birthday on Facebook.
Are they going to use it to scam people? Is that what they're going to do?
Well, I mean, that's the thing is like Facebook is not the ones usually doing the scamming. So maybe by like taking control of your dead personality, your dead Facebook, they can say like, no one else will hack you. No one else will steal your identity. We'll own it instead.
I mean, I will say, I'm sure there's some people that'll find comfort if like, yeah, maybe you lost a relative, a spouse, a grandparent, whatever it is, and you're able to send them messages and they've analyzed their data to communicate with you. But then that's so bizarre because just think about like, I don't know, your racist uncle who writes serious rants on Facebook all the time. Is it still going to make those statuses?
Right. Yeah. That's the thing is it can only build your persona based on what you've fed into the system. So what you've posted, what you've commented. If you have a relative or if you know somebody that loves to dive into the comment section and go to war with people,
it's just going to continue to do that.
That's what like the only thing I can think of is that like, yeah, maybe it would be nice for your great uncle who loves to fight with people to get to keep doing it after he's dead.
So essentially, Facebook is just creating bots with real profile pictures.
Essentially, and there are provisions in the patent as well that at some point the technology could include synthesizing photos and videos. So your great aunt could keep posting all those vacation slides you never wanted to see.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Well after she's in the ground.
You know how there's like Facebook has its own dating thing on there?
Yeah.
The AI's going to start sliding in the DMs on people.
Imagine getting hit on by a dead Facebook account. What a horrifying thing.
Dude, imagine getting canceled by AI after you're dead.
Unplug it all. Unplug absolutely everything. I'm done.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I know everyone's all jacked up about Mitch Marner scoring and putting the men's hockey team into the semifinals, but today everyone should be excited because our Canadian women's team has a chance to win gold against the United States.
Going for the big one, baby.
And I know a lot of people like to make the joke. Hell, I've made the joke. It's a guaranteed medal every single time that these two teams play. I mean, it's always coming down to Canada and the United States. But I do think the Canada versus U.S. women's hockey rivalry is one of the most underrated rivalries in all of sports.
I know sometimes fans can be like, oh, again, it's a foregone conclusion. But man, these players get jacked up for these games.
Doesn't it just show how dominant both forces have been? I mean, check out these stats here. Canada and the United States have faced each other in the gold medal game of 7 of the 8 Olympics where women's hockey has been there.
Right.
23 of the 24 IIHF Women's World Championships have been played between these two teams.
Damn.
21 of the 23 Four Nations Cups since the beginning of international play on top of that.
Wow. So, like, again, there's a reason it feels like they're always playing. It's because they are always squaring off against one another.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people will be like, oh, it's boring. But, like, just look at these stats. Canada has won 106 games versus the Americans only winning 87 games. They're 37-4 alone just at the Olympics.
Damn, man. And again, like I said, like with these players, like they get fired up. You know, the famous quote of like, we heard our flag was on their floor and now we want to know if they want us to sign it. Like, they don't care how many times Canada has played USA. These women are ready to go to war today.
And why I say it's one of the most underrated rivalries in sports, because this isn't Yankees Red Sox where it's a regional kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Or it's not like club soccer where players are changing teams. Like, you have the same players all the time representing countries, which I think is more important than any team going against each other.
That's just it, right? You play for your club team to make your money, but you play for your country because it's your country. It's national pride. You represent the maple leaf or the stars and stripes or what flag is on the front of your jersey because it's something that for almost all of these players, you grew up dreaming of having this opportunity.
And I think right now, like, this rivalry is so hot, especially with like the wind that like women's hockey is catching right now with the PWHL and stuff. Think about like how many girls or just people watching this game today, how much that means to them. You know, I think this game means more than any other medal game.
Absolutely. And you think about it too, you mentioned the PWHL. There's also a lot of bragging rights and chirp material on the line because now these girls are going to be leaving after the Olympics are done and going back to playing for their club teams. There's going to be a lot of smack talk either from the Americans or the Canadians going forward.
It's the only rivalry where silver feels like failure and gold feels like revenge.
Honestly, that's what it is you really do lose the silver medal in this one.
And I know people are going to keep saying the same thing. Every 4 years, it's the same two teams fighting for gold. There's no underdogs. There's no surprises. Yeah, but it's like watching two rich siblings argue over who loves mom more. That's what it is, guys.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Text us Thursday on K-Rock 105.7.
762-555.
First one in here says, if Canada and the U.S. end up both losing in the semifinals and playing the bronze, do you think the hype dies down?
Well, I mean, the ratings will go down for the gold medal games in North America for sure.
It'll probably be the most watched bronze medal game of all time.
Absolutely. But that said, I will say we all tend to lose a little bit of focus on the fact that the rest of the world also plays and watches hockey. Those other countries, it'll be some of the most viewed hockey games in their countries.
Yeah.
It would suck for, hey, we work for Rogers owns Sportsnet. Would it be a huge blow to Sportsnet? Absolutely. But, it's not like no one's going to watch.
The only perk of Canada playing in the bronze medal this weekend is you don't got to wake up early on Sunday.
Right. Yeah. You get to sleep in a little bit.
I'm not saying I want that to happen.
No.
I'm just saying.
No,
but then if we play gold, you're allowed to have a beer at 7:30 in the morning and not be judged for it.
Who's upset about that?
Someone said, in a two-man luge, how do they decide who goes on the top or the bottom?
So I always assumed that it was the bigger person has to go on the bottom.
Weight-wise?
Just because, otherwise you get squished. But I thought I read somewhere that it's actually the taller person that goes on top. And I don't know why that would be.
Is that an aerodynamic thing, maybe? Like when you stretch out your legs?
When you're acting as a canopy for the person who's underneath underneath you?
I always just thought they flipped a coin.
they switch back and forth.
Yeah.
You were on top last time.
Yeah. Whoever has less to deal with in the cold weather inside their suits is also what I assumed. Goes on the bottom. You know?
Maybe that's what I heard. I heard the larger guy goes on top. I assumed it was a height weight thing.
That makes more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Someone said, I know a middle-aged woman named Karen who changed her first name because of the internet meme. If you could change your name, what would you change it to?
Oh, I mean, I don't even use my first name anymore. I could donate it to science.
I've never called you Drew in the 7 years that I've known you.
Honestly, everybody just calls me Dalby. So.
You know what? My name, I've said this before, for 24 hours was Houston.
Yeah.
And then my grandma said she'd call me Huey Lewis.
Right. Would you go back, though, now as a grown-up? Like, you've skipped the stage of being a kid where you'd have been bullied for being Huey Lewis. Do you think Houston as an adult radio DJ would work?
If I went by Huey Lewis, imagine the reservations I could get at nice restaurants.
That's true. Imagine how bummed out the maitre d' would be to see you walking through the door. Huey Lewis, table for two.
Yeah.
What? No!
You're Huey Lewis? That's news to me. I keep asking people to take me to Mexico City if they win the Rush thing, and someone texted and said, Brock, if someone were to take you to Mexico City, what would be on the itinerary?
You've been a few times. You've got an idea of the lay of the land.
I've never been to actual Mexico City. I've more or less been to like Cancun and other areas.
The different resorts.
But tacos, of course.
Sure.
We get some tecates out there.
Oh.
And if we're in Mexico City, you know this, the home of lucha wrestling.
You gotta go to a
We
lucha
gotta
show.
go see a lucha show.
God, if AAA CMLL is in town, you're just having a good time. Or even if you don't want the glitz and glamour, I'm sure you could find some dusty pub that's putting on a show.
Oh yeah, that's the best part is I want to go somewhere nitty gritty. I want to go to a hole in the wall taco place, drink some beers, and I want to go somewhere where I feel scared watching people in masks wrestling.
Where if someone wins the match, they might get stabbed by a fan.
Yes, exactly. All right, final one in here.
I saw one that I thought was really funny. Earlier in the show, I mentioned that I'd never watched a Harry Potter movie before. Someone asked why. Because they came out the year I graduated high school. I was a grown-up by the time Harry Potter was a thing.
Oh, you don't know about people who like Harry Potter.
Oh, no, I do. I'm just saying I'm not one of them.
There's like people who love Disney, and then there's people who love Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And like it gets intense for sure.
I will say some of those are the same person, and they're really difficult to talk to.
I mean, I'm not going to judge anyone for what they like, because people could make fun of me. They could make fun of you for wrestling.
Wrestling fan, for sure. I know I'm a pain in the ass to talk to, but if we're going to get to know each other and all you want to tell me about is your Horcruxes, I think we're good.
I've seen videos of people that go to like the Universal Studios Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and it's like, maybe let the kids have a little more fun, you know?
The grown-up who gets the sorting hat put on and cries when it's not Hufflepuff. Like, all right, man, maybe go to the back of the line.
Then again, I know you've cried during WrestleMania or when John Cena's last match happened, so...
He was so happy to retire. It meant so much.
Glass house, brother.
Want to be a part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the Bad Line.
The Bad Line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word BAD to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby podcast.